So you're an asshole, and everybody knows it. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you're a bitch, that's the point. So you wants to be less of a bitch. Let the ADD personality show you how to be a carefree idiot. At least that's what everybody thinks. I'm actually quite smart, but no one would believe me if I told them. Anyway, so you're an asshole, you think you're an asshole, or someone thinks you're a fucking asshole, or you're just generally a bitch. Or, so, to be less of an asshole, bitch, or, you know, let's just start with like the number one thing that everybody knows. Everybody tells you this, but no one, well, not, a lot of people don't do it. I can't say no one, people do it. But that one thing that'll really help in every situation is respect. Respect the dead memes. Just respect is mutual. It goes both ways. If you treat someone else with respect and they don't treat you with respect, you need to get up on their ass and say, no, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't get up in their face. You'll just prove that you are an asshole. No, just be nice anyway. It sucks, I know, but just be nice anyway. It helps in the long run. I'm telling you now. It really does help. Just be nice. Be respectful. It's mutual, I know. If you respect someone, they should respect you. If you're in school, the teacher's just an asshole if they don't respect you. And I will say that because I had some teachers that were assholes. There was one teacher I had, he understood respect. We weren't allowed to have cell phones in class, so he never had a cell phone in class. We weren't allowed to talk, so he would not talk unless he was teaching. That teacher was amazing. If you had a teacher like that, tell them you love them. No, I'm kidding. Don't tell them you love them. That's a little weird, but tell them they're cool. Yeah. So number 2, that's 4. 2. Number 2 is make sure you think before you speak. I know, cliche. Everybody says it. Well, everybody says respect too. But still, cliche. My point. Just think before you speak, because chances are, if a lot of people think you're an asshole, it's probably just because you're impulsive. You just instantly want to say what you think. That's me because I have ADD. That's why I talk kind of fast and I stutter a lot. You'll get used to it. But if you think about what you want to say before you say it, you'd be surprised at how many weird looks you get. Like, damn, they actually, wow, they didn't say anything that time. Like, people, what I'm trying to say is, people will notice that you're starting to think before you speak, and they'll just, like, it usually attracts more friends. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I'm not good at explaining things! Yeah. Just think before you speak. A lot of people will notice. And I will say, this kind of implies when you meet someone new. You don't know someone and you're sarcastic, think, if I say this sarcastic thing, will they know I'm being sarcastic? And if not, don't say it! I don't care if you're a sarcastic person. If you really want to say it, just hold off on saying it and find some way to tell them, by the way, I'm extremely sarcastic, you get used to it. That's it. It'll help, I promise. You'll make more friends. If you want more friends, I don't. If you're an introvert, then why are you watching this? I'm just kidding. If you're an introvert, best thing for you to do is just try to get out there, and then when you talk to a big group of people, or if you're uncomfortable in a situation, just deal with it at that moment. And think about anything you want to say before you say it, because a lot of introverts tend to come off as assholes just because they don't want to talk, when it's just they don't want to talk. So just be wary, think about what others are seeing. Yeah, if you're an introvert, just be careful about what you do and what you say. And also, if you can, try to say more if someone's talking to you. Otherwise, they might think you're an asshole. That's just how the world is. Anyway, so we're on to point number 3. Oh my god, we're getting so far. There's only like 4 or 5 points. So. Yeah. Point 3. It's your fault! No, I'm kidding. But find a way to blame yourself. It'll help, I promise you. If you find a way to blame yourself for like an argument that starts or something along those lines, like for me, I'm a gamer. So if we lose a game, I'll intentionally find something wrong with my play. That way I can focus. I focus on improving my game instead of criticizing everybody else and not improving myself. I just blame every single loss on myself, and I find a way, I rewatch it, and I find something I did wrong. I usually find a lot more than one thing, just so you know. You'll find those snap decisions, a lot of them are mistakes. So just find a way to blame yourself, find a mistake that you made, and take the blame. But if your teammates are assholes and they blame you, just say, sure, yeah, it's my fault, I didn't do this. And you'd be surprised, you get a lot less tilted too. This is a gaming channel now, apparently. Don't get tilted. No, I'm kidding. But, yeah, just find a way to blame yourself for arguments, losses, just anything negative that happens to you or a group of people you're with. If you fail a project or something, just find a way to blame yourself. This applies to a lot of things, you'd be surprised. But if you take nothing else from this, I would prefer that you would take the blame yourself portion, because that really does help. I'm just saying, it does. It's helped me a lot, but it won't help everybody. I know that. Yeah. So, point number 4. Oh wait, that's 8. 4! This one applies to pretty much everything. If you got something nice in your head, that's called a compliment if it's towards someone else. If you have a compliment in your head, I just gotta say, man, or girl, I don't know, say it! You would be surprised at the faces you get for saying a compliment. It can be the smallest thing. Hey, I like your shirt. And you'd be surprised. It could make someone's day. It's amazing. And you'll notice it too, because a lot of people will go, thank you. And you'd be surprised how good you feel afterward. Like, oh, I didn't expect to get a reaction out of that. You just feel great afterwards. So, compliments are an amazing thing that we have as humans, because we can communicate with words, you know, unless you speak a different language. Anyway, give a compliment. If you have a compliment in your head, you don't have a compliment, and you want to say something mean, you're an asshole, don't say it. Yeah, that's it for that point. So, on to the next point. So, last point. Are you ready for this? This is like my favorite point. I don't know if it's necessarily the most important, but I feel like it is. Point number 5. Big point. Number 1 point. If you don't take this point, you really are an asshole. No, I'm kidding. But still, think about this point. Really think about it. Think about it. It helps me a lot. Although I'm different than you. So, yeah. We will see if it helps you. But there's one big question that anyone can use this point. Anyone can use it. It's just one big question that you can say after anything that has happened in your life. You could say it after your life. Will I remember this? That question will apply to damn near everything in your life. And if you really take this question and think about it after everything you do, you'd be surprised at how much of an asshole you realize you are sometimes. Just always ask yourself, like after a month, a year, maybe even a couple years, will I still remember this moment? Will I still remember, like, think about it like this. Did I make an impact? Will this impact be remembered? Like a movement, some kind of movement. Those big movements are remembered. Or mass genocides, a positive thing are movements, like independence. We have Independence Day because of a movement. And then you got negative things like the Holocaust. We remember that, the negative things. So there's a positive thing and a negative thing. Just ask yourself, will this be remembered by more than just me in a good way? I say in a good way because this is about not being an asshole. But it applies to everything something. It really does. Just ask yourself, will I remember this? Or will this be remembered by others? That question will save your ass a lot. It has stopped a lot of arguments with me because I would ask the person I'm arguing, let's be honest here, are we going to remember this in like a month from now? And usually they're like, no. Then we usually get over it right away. That question has stopped so many arguments in my life. Man, I honestly don't remember where I got it from either. I wish I did. Because I would credit to original if it was a video or some shit. I don't know. But that question has helped me so much. Man, it's kept me from getting angry. It's kept me from being depressed about some stupid shit. You'd be surprised. Just, yeah. That is a big one. Just ask yourself, will this be remembered? Just ask that question no matter what. Will I or someone else remember this? What's happening right now? Or what happened? Important question, I promise you. It will help. So those are my tips to be less of an asshole or not an asshole. Just be a nicer person. Those are my points. I don't know what else to say about this topic, so I'm just gonna tell you guys to just be nice, watch your sarcasm, respect is important, yeah. And there's another thing I didn't mention, this one phrase kind of sums up the entirety of what I've talked about. I've talked about. Grammar! This phrase just sums up the entirety of what I've talked. English of what I've talked about. So, just treat others how you want to be treated. That's the big thing. That's respect, and that kind of ties into everything I said. Yes, even compliments. So, that's it. That's the entirety of this video. So I'm gonna say, take it to heart or don't. If you don't, fuck you. You're an asshole. Keep it crazy, guys.